Well, after figuring out the time and when to roll that dice, they're back into the game. Honestly, Omar, how you pronounce her name, she seems very suspicious, and I think Sama figured that she doesn't really belong into this school. Maybe she doesn't belong in the era. Honestly, she does give off a suspicious move. Well, we're in the game, but the game has changed. Now I'm a bit curious of the game. Since we find out the time on how we get to play the game, when we get to play the game, my question is the place necessary, or do they have to play it in the school? Or knowing that you know what time you have to play the game, can you play it anywhere, like for example Samat's place maybe, and everything will probably change? I don't know, but we do know one thing: we're back into a different year, not sure what year, but since the game is very old, then the game itself will put you back into the very first year. But I don't think we're dealing with mystery of solving or finding someone this time. Now, as you can see, we're not dealing with coins anymore. We're dealing with cards. Since we have 8 doors lead somewhere. Not sure where, not sure what's going to happen. Honestly, I thought it was lockers, but they're not lockers. So, what are we playing this time? Okay, so we're in the one room. Before we exited the place to go to that game plan field, whatever. But Samut is convinced that knows about the game, because clearly she knows when to throw the dice, so she must know something about the game. The question is, why is she so eager to get back the dice? Is it that she's not from this time? I'm not sure. If she's from the past, wouldn't she go back? Or does it have to affect whoever holds the key to wherever? Considering Samut was the one that won the game, he's the one that gained access to the dice, right? So maybe whoever wins the game next, they will get hold of the dice. I do hope Benz do not try to figure out how to play the game and then call his friend to gain their support, and maybe they won't believe him because at the first attempt didn't work. So the game looks very complicated. All I keep looking at it, and it reminds me of Tetris game, but it has to do with mathematical problem, considering they're smart kids. But the thing is, I don't understand this. Whatever it is, the older of the game, or the gamer guide said it has something to do with skyscraper. So, well, we know that the card they hold opens the door, but the question is, how many times do they have to use this card? Would it be like 3 times like the coins? And if so, how will this work? Is it something that you get to keep throughout the whole game? Because clearly they ain't going anywhere. They're stuck on that field. One thing I understand about episode 1 and episode 2 is it's kind of like an exam. But after you get the answer, you have to go into an individual room so no one can copy off you. But there's a rule. The rule doesn't say you don't have to tell the people their answers. But I wonder if it's going to be like the whole thing where they have to pretend, just like Ben's. What this game is about, I have no clue. Maybe they're in the year 1985, because that's when the year Tetris was invented, right? So each one of the room has a Tetris game like this. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it says skyscraper, right? Don't those builder blocks Tetris come from sky, fall down so you can form like a whole straight wall so it can disappear, right? Maybe something like that. I swear, Cain needs to defend himself more often. It can't be the person a victim to bullies, because now Don is bullying him to make sure that Don is the one to get on top. Obviously, he's getting too into the game. Honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen to Cain, because I feel like he's not one to mess with. I'm not sure if Cain is the first or the last to play this game, but he's playing. I'm not sure how they play this game though. Is it that they just pick up a card and pick a door and go into that door, and in that door they'll have that game and it asks them questions or something like that? If so, that makes sense. But the thing is, maybe it acts like a questions or something like that. Because why did Don goes to him and tell him he has to make sure that Don will be on top? One thing I can say is Samut is not dumb. He's good at reading people. Whether it's facial expression, body language, he's good at reading them. The question is, though, how is he not having friends and you're good at reading from a distance? I know he'll figure out something. Well, Don didn't just literally bullied Cain, but he also sprinkled a little bit of threat. So it seems that Don knows a secret of Cain that no one knows. But the thing is, Don is friends with Benz. If Benz doesn't know that secret, then that means the secret happened in the game. Maybe Cain did something in the game no one knows about, but Don figured out and threatened Cain so he can get on top. The game itself got tricky, and it's up to Cain to do something. I don't know what it is about Cain, but right now, Cain is either gonna make the game or break the game. Either way, it's up to him to figure out what he will do. And the question is, what will he do?